end of the day, we were able to get out of the cab with our clothes on, so...
June!
Hi
everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Montana, and I'm here with June and Sophia, and we were all exchange students in Germany this past year. We're just gonna go off and take turns sharing some of our most embarrassing stories and some of the worst things we've done in Germany.
Well, there was a lot, honestly. There was a lot of really embarrassing things. The list goes on and on. One of the really bad things that it was continuous, that I didn't realize was bad until like one of my last weeks there, so I knew the formal Z existed, right? And that you're supposed to like refer to anyone you don't know with the formal Z, and like your teachers and stuff.
Yeah.
So I knew that was a thing, but my grammar was just so bad the entire time. And I was like, I can't even get to that yet. Like, let me figure out how to speak German first. How many months were we in Germany? Like 7 or something?
7 months.
For the 7 months that we were there, I did not use the formal Z in
like at all.
I mean, maybe when I was like learning it in German class, I'd be like, okay, this is interesting. Let's dip in there a little bit. But people would say like, you should really use the formal Z. And I was like, I'm getting there, okay? I'm like a beginner.
Later.
I'm getting there, yeah, like it will come in a week. And then 7 months passed.
So one of my most embarrassing stories was I had German. This isn't too embarrassing, it was just at the moment a little bit embarrassing. I had German with the 5th grade class and with my normal 11th grade class.
I wasn't that bad at German.
Stop. I wrote one of the essays that they had to write with them. We had to write a horror story for Halloween. It was Halloween time and I turned this paper in like in January. I wrote it so late. It was so hard.
So just to reiterate, you were in a class with 5th graders?
Yes, okay. And that's not the embarrassing part. I got this paper back when everyone else did, and mine was just full red marks. Like the teacher had corrected it so much, like every single sentence there was a mistake. And then I had 2 little 5th grade friends in that class. They were really sweet. And one of them was like, Montana, what did you get? Like, let me see your grade. And then I was like, oh, I didn't get a grade. I just got some corrections. And then the other little 5th grader turns and goes, she didn't get a grade because it was so bad. And I was like...
For PE, we had these badminton groups. I was paired with this friend, like my friend in my class. And I was really bad at starting, like putting it up in air. I was so bad at it. I was so bad. For everything, I got picked last, like when we split up into groups. It was so embarrassing. And then I remember like the day we had to take our test, my friend goes, hey, do you mind if like I have another partner for this? Like, ouch. And I was like, ouch.
Did you just say
like,
yeah?
Yeah, it's okay. Go on. You do. I wasn't getting graded, but like it still hurt.
Also, this is a question because we were talking about this earlier. In German PE class, Sophia and I both played this game. We went to different gymnasiums, but there was this game with these pins. It was kind of like dodgeball. If you guys know the name of that game.
Bowling?
No,
it
was
not
like bowling.
Like
what do you do? Like throw a bowling ball?
I mean, if you're trying to hit down pins.
No. Yeah, but it was different. So if you guys know that game, then please comment the name down below.
In my English class, that was the only class I was good at, right? I hadn't been there the day before, and in the day that I'd missed, we were in our America unit. And so they're like, we want you to be there, like come to school so that we can like ask you these questions and get some input on America. Guys, disclaimer, like low-key Germans learn way more in school about the history of like the world than what Americans learn in history class. Like we just dabble. But even in terms of the history of our own country. But so anyway, I wasn't there the class before, and the class prior, all of them had taken this quiz on like American history specifically in my English class. So I come the next day and they're like, we're all gonna watch June take this quiz on American history. We're gonna put it on the big board in the front, and we're all gonna ask her these questions and tell her if she's right or wrong in the moment. And it was like on the board, like projected on the board, like incorrect or correct, Kahoot type style. And yeah, I literally got 2 out of 10. No, I got 3 out of 10. I'm pretty sure I got 3 out of 10.
30%. It's probably
but
a 6.
They got like it was so embarrassing though. It's like specific details though. Like this quiz was like, what's like Christopher Columbus's wife's name or something? You lost me there. You did lose me there, I will be honest.
For my first month or two, I thought Geld, as in money, was gelb, but gelb is yellow. And my host sister thought it was funny to not correct me. So I was just going around saying like, oh yeah, like, ich brauche gelb. Like, I need yellow. And then she'd be like, okay.
Give me yellow.
Yeah, I was like, I need yellow to go buy something or for school lunch. And then she'd be like, okay, yeah, like, let's go to the bank or let's go into the city. And she never told me that I was saying yellow the entire time until later when I said it. And then my host mom was like, Montana, what? And I was like, Annika, what? And like, she just didn't tell me.
This is your fault.
The other story was this June. But basically, we were in a taxi from her house and going into the city. And it's not really embarrassing for me, but
Embarrassing for all
she
of
goes,
us.
we're in the car and we wanted to get out, stop early instead of where we were actually gonna go. And so then she asked the driver, but she uses the wrong verb. She said, ausziehen. So like she wanted to take off her clothes. And then, but the driver's like turning around laughing so hard.
Okay.
And he's like, you mean aussteigen?
End of the day, we were able to get out of the cab with our clothes on. So
June.
I was like, darf ich
Ausziehen.
auch ziehen hier? Darf ich,
Oh
darf
my
ich
gosh.
hier ausziehen or whatever? And it was him and another guy in the front. And they
Yeah,
just
another
started
guy.
cracking up.
Yeah,
It was like some like cool
carpool.
pickup or something.
Interesting.
But yeah, they were like, that's not what you meant, but yes, you can go.
Like, you can get out now.
Falling asleep in class, like in America,
big
you can
no-no.
pull that off.
No, no,
In
no, she
Germany,
means in
you can pull
Germany.
that off. Like
In
in
America, kids can
normal.
sleep.
you
Yeah.
can like take a snooze in class and your teachers won't care. And if you have a teacher that does care, like you're gonna see it in your grades, you know?
Yeah.
But nobody's gonna really call you out for it. But I
It's
don't
more of
know
a
why.
subtle call out. It's like,
like-
later,
Yeah.
they'll let you sleep in class, and then afterwards they'll
Like the
talk
next
to you.
day, they'll be like, so did you get your math homework done?
Or
like,
they'll like, yeah.
like if you were doing something you weren't supposed to be doing in the class. Anyway, that doesn't fly in Germany, so I discovered, because I would, you know when you're so tired that it hurts, like your eyes literally hurt, they're like burning because you just need to close them. I was in a math class. Yeah, I was in my math class and I fell asleep not once but twice, and the entire math class stopped. He was teaching though, and I just passed out, and it was like, I can't even remember how to say it in English and German, but it was like, he was like, June, like, wake up. And I didn't wake up, and it was like, June, wake up. And then like the person next to me had to jiggle me. That wasn't that bad, come on, that happens all the time. Like, that's normal. But then it happened again. Oh, and the girl next to me was like, you can't do that here, like that's not okay. And then it happened a second time, and it was like, he like actually screamed at me.
Another thing that's super German and not in America are your like Vertretungsplan. Every morning I would go and I would look, and there's a gathering of children in front of the TV. And I would get so confused and it would scroll. I don't know if y'all scrolled, but like ours was too long.
I never figured that thing
So
out.
we would like scroll down to grades, and I would just stand
waiting
there
for the first
waiting
page.
for my grade, and I'd be like this, and then I would like take a photo of it, and everyone would be like, this weirdo, like what is she doing? But I had
program.
yeah, like I was like, I can't read any of this. So I had ethics, but at the same time was a religion course, and for that day the religion course had a substitute, so they were in a different class, but it was like the same period as ethics, and I didn't realize that I had ethics instead of religion. So I walk in late. I don't know what I was doing. I think I was talking to a different teacher.
Sleeping, probably.
No, I was not sleeping. I was doing something, so I came in at least like 5 or 10 minutes late, and I walk into this class and I'm like,
we were late.
yes, I was late. Everybody was sitting in the class
Other no-no.
learning. Like, they were all learning, and the teacher was at the front pointing to the board and stuff, and I walk in and I'm like, hey, like, and I'm like sorry I was late, I was talking to someone, and I get my whole body into the classroom. Like, I've walked in and I'm looking around at the kids in this class, and I'm like, this isn't my class, and they're looking at me and they're like, warum bist du hier? I didn't even know what to say. And then afterwards at lunch or in the break, they were like, haha, you did that. And I was like, yes, I did.
Okay, but there's a saying, I don't know if y'all have ever heard this, there's like a saying, at least where I come from in America, and it's like, like, it doesn't matter if you show up late so long as you look good. Like, if you look good, you're allowed to be late. Like, if you look good enough.
I don't know what I was doing that day.
You can pull off being late. Okay, I have one. So I was going to visit Sophia. So I lived in Zost. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah.
Okay, I lived in Zost, and Sophia lived in Una. So that's like not. That's like a. It was.
That's like a 20-minute train ride.
Train ride.
Yeah.
I don't know how many kilometers that is, but it was like a 2-hour bike ride. So one day I was like, you know what? I'm so cheap. Like, I'm so stingy. Screw the train ticket. Like,
because it was a good 14 euros every time I tried to visit.
Good 14. That is nothing.
That's a lot.
When you're making no money,
because the third, €3
kind of
to get on the bus.
Just like your money's always leaving and nothing's ever coming in. No, so I decided I was gonna go bike to Una. And I was gonna like leave right after school, and it was gonna be really fun. And this was like one of my first weeks there, and
literally 2 weeks in.
Did not know what I was getting myself into, so I like got my backpack on, I got my biking clothes on, hop on my bike. Pretty sure I had a sun hat because I'm like terrified of getting sunburned, so I had this sun hat. Then I had my helmet, so just turned the sun hat into this like bonnet. But anyway, as I'm biking, I realized like the entire thing is a highway. Like, I will be biking on the side of a highway for 2 hours, and I was expecting like this pretty farm ride to Sophia's house the whole time. No, it was a highway. And
it was the Autobahn.
It was the Autobahn. But the other thing is, there were these flies, like these flies flying in my face. Like, I'm swallowing them. They're in my eyes, like they're on my arms. I was like, they filled my stomach. I was like, okay, I'm full. I don't need dinner by the time I get to Sophia's.
Gross.
But anyway, I'm meeting Sophia's host family for the first time. And my first impression, or her host family's first impression of me was just like covered in sweat, but also covered in just like these dead bugs.
Like a lot. Was it visible?
Yes, it was like black dots. Like
yeah,
all
it's
over
just like you just see all these dead fleas. Like,
did they
in my
say
eyes.
anything about
Oh
it?
No,
no.
she took a shower really quick, but
yeah. My last story is that in the German bathrooms, they are very, very different from American bathrooms because
they're nice. First
off, they're way nicer, but at least in schools, we're talking about in schools, but they are full rooms almost. Like, the doors,
there's a door you shut,
and the sides go to the floor. And one time I was feeling so sick in school. Like, this was one of the most sick experiences I've ever had in my whole life, let alone in Germany. And so I was so sick, I left my geography class without telling the teacher, and I told my friend Leon, I was like, Leon, like, I gotta go, like, tell the teacher I'm leaving. So I go to the bathroom, and I get into the stall, and I close the door, and I faint. Like, I pass out in the bathroom. I'm laying in the bathroom, and the doors, no, I kid you not, like, it was a small bathroom. It wasn't one of the bigger ones, but I'm curled up like this, and like my legs are underneath the toilet, and like I'm just like gross. I had passed out on the ground in this bathroom. And then I remember like kind of waking up some and thinking, no one's gonna find me in here. Like no one's gonna know. Right I'm in this like bathroom room and no one can see below. They are not going to find me. But don't worry, I mustered up some energy. And
in America, though, you can like see through the cracks. Like you can see
totally see
through the cracks.
You could totally
and, like,
see if someone's passed out.
Yeah. If somebody fainted, you could like.
If someone's legs were on the ground, you could see them. Yeah. But also in American bathrooms, you could put your legs on the ground so that they were in the other stall, like underneath the thing. No, my legs were like curled up because I couldn't put them there. And then all I remember is like walking to the nurse's office and then waking up to the like. In the other video you guys said it was like Schule sanitizer. I don't know what it is, but these teens from my high school who were the qualified nurses, like
yes, no, yeah, I have that. They like someone like went and like
with the walkie-talkies and stuff,
and then they would go through the intercom like the student whatever, and then she would go running.
Yes. I remember waking up to two kids who are in a grade younger than me.
How qualified are you?
And they were like do you need a blanket? And I was like I was so sick. I don't know. It was so weird. Yeah. Thank you guys so much for listening to our stories. Hopefully some of those were funny or enjoyable. Don't get us wrong though, we all loved being exchange students. And
good
the embarrassingness is just
Wouldn't
part of
change
it.
it for anything.
It was very fun, and we look back at all these stories and we think they're amazing. Like they're the best memories we have of Germany. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day and cheers!
Cheers!